Hi, it's Jeff here, and I just happened to see on LinkedIn the other day a comparison of British culture and Spanish culture about drinking alcoholic beverages, and this is something I've actually mentioned in my Working with the French article in a multilingual magazine in 2004, and I not sure if I've actually done the video on it yet to my follow-up video because I'm doing a video series on, so I'm going to do this in the video series right now. But I'm to compare the Americans, I mean the Anglo-Saxons in general, but because my book was about working with Americans, we'll say that, but it's Anglo-Saxons on this kind of thing, on this kind of topic, with the French, and about drinking. So, um, um, and the video I saw about the Spanish one seemed really right. But I'll kind of do a different kind of. That's a great one, and what I think I'll just kind of do a different version of it here, talking about the French. So the whole thing I talked about working with the French, and now this is working French or working the Americans. I'm going to do this video for both, right? Because I'm going to do one video hits both. The working the French, what I said in my article about working the French in 2004 was that it can be a you can be if you can kill your deal if you don't drink. And I'm not saying it is not saying you have to drink. You just have to find ways to fake it. I lost a deal. The deal was a girl, right? I lost a opportunity to date a girl. Okay, um, because I was on a trip. Came to France in 1989, and I was at summer camp, and I was a youth worker at a summer camp, and I went down and visited all the families, right? That I was had met from this all the families of all the people I met and all the families that come to the summer camp. Those kids camp, summer camp, and all kind, and then family camp, and everything. So they all invite you out and kind of go there. And one of the girls invited me to come with her family, and her dad is a wine grower, right? So and I had come to France never having drunk before. I mean, alcohol. I had one shot of vodka when I was 14 years old, and that was enough to say I didn't want to touch this stuff, right? And I had other reasons to not want to drink, and I don't want to go into all those details here, um, but I just had convictions that I didn't want to drink alcohol. And and I came to France, and I upheld that during that trip to go visit her and her family, right? And so they had a big birthday party. Seven didn't drink there. And her dad, I didn't drink his wine, all right? And that just didn't go over well, right? It just didn't go over well. And I said I was proud of not drinking, right? And it just didn't go over the French. They couldn't understand why I wouldn't drink. Um, and uh, and over the past 3 decades, I've kind of figured out that I had to modify and adapt my approach to things, right? Um, and so and I've said in that article about working the French is that if you want to get the deal, if you want to sign that deal, even if you have all the convictions you want to about not drinking alcohol for whatever, there's a whole background of prohibition stuff. I actually talk about that in my Working with Americans one, right? But the if you don't drink anything, if you want to close deals in France, if you want to make deals, you want to make friends, if you want to have favors, okay, um, not choosing not to drink and choosing it won't work. Okay, you need to have bottles of wine. Okay, you need to have bottles of wine that you can invite people over. You need to promote doing it. Okay, doesn't mean you have to drink. You just have to promote it, right? Or else you won't get things. You just won't get favors you want from the town mayor or whatever. Okay, it just won't happen. Um, Everything happens over with the French. A lot of things happen over conversations that happen over drinks, which were progressive. They don't drink fast. They drink really slowly. Just like that video said about Spaniards, they drink slowly, right? And they always eat something. Sorry, they always have little peanuts and stuff or little things to. They never. They in fact, some of the restaurants cannot sell you a drink without having something in it. They can't do it. Even at McDonald's, they can't sell a beer without selling food. Not allowed to. But because the French always eat something with drinking, and there's like different things to eat with different things to drink, or different drinks to have with different foods. It's a very common thing, and so it's very important to have these little things, not big quantities, little quantities, right? And with food, and this is how you close your deals, right? This is how you have. This is the relationship building. Relationship building. Americans were not very good at that, right? So I'm comparing here the French and the Americans. French are very good at relationship building, right? They do this over coffee, over a drink, right? And do this. This is how you get the deals happening. And when you finally do the deals, because you finally had you, you've been spending all evening eating and having conversations and lots of the things, and then you finally get to the end, and it's like the trust is built, right? That's how it happens. Very different than the Americans that drink heavy quantities, right? Just because the quantity thing, the whole thing of drinking is to drink. It's not to eat. It's to drink, and just to drink and get knocked out. It's not about making deals. It's about getting knocked out. So, so the thing here to really kind of see here is, and this will open up different chapters and different subsections of this thing about kind of is that there are different habits in drinking, and I'm not saying that you have to drink, right? The way I've gotten around it for a long time, so I don't have a glass here. I haven't got my food yet, so I just have a glass, right? And yeah, don't have a down here, yeah, like this. Okay, I gotta cheat here. Got a bottle of water, right? So it's not gonna fill up. So what you do is you let the people fill it up, right? And what you do is when you fill up the wine the wine bottle, the wine glass stuff, you just go up and touch it to your lips, right? Put it back down. Go up, touch it. Show that you're drinking it, but you're not drinking it. And you put it back down. That means it doesn't go down, and no one's going to fill it up because people want to fill it up, right? That's how you get around it. And it works really well because then you're showing that you're participating in the event that's going to make the deal or get a favor. But if you don't do that, the risk is that people are not going to, you're not part of the crowd, right? You're not part of the event. You're not part of the crowd. You're not integrated. And one of the most important things in French culture is to be integrated. You got to be integrated. I'll have another thing about that. Make another video about integration stuff, my experience with that. But you gotta show that you're integrated, and this is a very important thing. So, for the drinking thing, comparing the Americans and the French, be integrated, drink slowly, eat things with your drink it slowly, build a relationship, drink slowly. That's education of how to drink. Americans, well, we drink fast, right? Just keggers, drink up, pop them down, volume. The things get knocked out. It's not about building relationships. Well, it's about just drinking together, just drinking. There's no food, get drunk fast. It just goes to your system, but you haven't really, at the end, the thing is to be knocked out and not make the deal, right? Through the relationship building. That's kind of an overview thing. There are more details about this I can cover in the different, topics of this, but I thought this was kind of an important thing to do, especially with this one I saw on the drinking one, because I thought it was just really, really interesting. So, and there's parallels in other countries here. So that's it. This is Jeff Allen out. Thanks so much.